All right, Bears fans, I know Chicago lost on Sunday, but I'm bringing the good vibes only today because, quite frankly, I'm feeling a lot better about where Justin Fields and the offense are today than I was 2 days ago even. So if you agree with me, if you feel better about QB1, like this video. Thought he played well. We'll talk about him and some other topics here on Overreaction Monday, but I want to see 1,000 likes on today's show. If you're feeling better about things, then hit that like button. Yeah, Jonathan, I'll be there over at about 7 o'clock. Sounds good to me. We'll grab a couple of drinks and watch Monday Night Football. Oh, hey, sorry about that, guys. Today's show presented by Vincero Collective. What time is it? It's time for Bears Now, baby. And Vincero Collective, exceptionally crafted watches. I'm a big fan of them. Been rocking this one for the last several weeks. And you guys can check them out, too, and get 20% off plus free shipping by using code CHAT at vincerocollective.com/chat. We'll tell you a little bit more about their watches later on in the show, but get started today with Vincero. All right. Overreaction Monday after a 29-22 loss to the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. And if you missed the game, I think a lot of positives coming out of it. You get down 21-3, you fight back to take a lead. Ultimately, the defense gave up the late touchdown, then Ihmir Smith-Marsette fumbled the final chance, but I think there's a lot of positive signs. So let's get into some topics, some rumors circulating around this team right now, and let's start with this. Could the Bears trade for Panthers wide receiver DJ Moore? And the reason we're talking about this on today's show is a couple of reasons. One, Bears need more help at receiver. And two, Carolina fired head coach Matt Rule, and Jay Glazer of Fox Sports reports that some players could be made available. Teams will be calling some of their top players as Carolina looks to hit the reset button once again, build some more draft capital. He tweeted this out as Carolina's going to try and trade some of their players. As they help Carolina, will look to stockpile picks as they rebuild. Team's going to be calling, he says. Now, with more specifically, a trade before the deadline seems unlikely because they did extend him this past offseason, which means trading him now doesn't really save them that much money. I think they save like $1 or $2 million bucks in total versus if they do it this offseason, they can trade more. But it's not impossible. They could trade him if they decide to do so, and if they get draft capital that is worthy of a trade. Now, if Chicago were to trade for him, this is what his cap hit numbers would be for the remainder of his contract, which has 4 years left on it. This year, the way it's structured, there's like no money for DJ Moore for the base salary, and that is the main chunk of cash any team that would trade for him would take on. So just over $1 million, which the Bears can absorb. They got about $7 or $8 million right now. Next year, just over $20 million, and then the next 2 years, just over $16 million. That's a pretty reasonable contract for a player like DJ Moore, who's, I wouldn't say like a big-time number one receiver, but he is a number one, kind of like, honestly, what Allen Robinson was in his good years in Chicago. Like his 3 good years before last year, he was a number one, albeit not a Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins number one, right? Kind of a tier 2 number one, if that makes sense. That's kind of the category of player DJ Moore is right now. You look at his last 4 seasons, this year off to a slow start, but that's because Carolina's been terrible and Baker Mayfield sucks, and so does Ben McAdoo. But the last 3 years, though, over 1,100 yards for Carolina, and that's been with a team that has not produced at a high level and had great quarterback play really at any point in his career. So you bring him in here with Darnell Mooney, then all of a sudden you feel a lot better about where things sit at wide receiver. Now, the game you would have to play is, because Carolina, if they were to trade more, especially with this contract structure right now, would probably want a first-round pick. I don't think I would give that up because there's a chance Chicago's picking in the top 10, maybe even top 5 in this NFL draft. I'm not giving up a top 10 pick for DJ Moore. But would I trade like a second and a fourth for him? Something like that? I might consider that if I'm Ryan Poles, because DJ Moore's a known commodity. Like, you know what he's going to be. You don't know what you're going to get in a second-round pick in an NFL draft. You're hoping a good player, but DJ Moore's already proven. Wouldn't give up a first because the Bears are going to be picking high probably, but at the same time, I think I would give up some draft capital to bring in a guy to help Justin Fields, who showed a lot of improvement in this past game. Now, what do you guys think? Should the Bears trade for DJ Moore? Type T for trade, type P for pass. And also send me your trade ideas in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. T for trade, P for pass. Should Chicago trade for Panthers wide receiver DJ Moore? Let's stick with the wide receiver theme. Velus Jones Jr. Got to play him more. I mean, The guy plays 3 snaps on offense this week, and on one of them he scored a touchdown. Let's go. Let's go, Getsy, Flus, whoever. Let's get him on the field. Velus Jones Jr. showed he can be dynamic in this game. Took one of those kind of pot passes, it's a jet sweep that's not a jet sweep because if he drops it, it's incomplete. It's kind of a low-risk play. And he turned the corner and found the pylon and scored. It was a great play. This is what you brought him in to do, but I actually want to see him do more route running stuff as well. With Pringle on IR and N'Keal Harry still on IR, although I think he's going to come back soon. We'll see this week, probably more like next week. After Darnell Mooney and Equinemius St. Brown, who exactly is a clearly better option than Velus Jones right now? Dante Pettis, Ihmir Smith-Marsette. There's no reason those two guys should outsnap Velus Jones moving forward. Pettis can't catch the ball, and Smith-Marsette, while the effort's been there, he made 2 critical errors in the game this past week. I get it, the block in the back, possibly a bad call, and Flus, gave him a round of applause for the effort on that play. But at the end of the day, they threw the flag, and then we all know what happened with the fumble at the end of the game. Play Velus Jones. You drafted him in the 3rd round to be a playmaker on this offense. 3 snaps. Let's go. Ramp this guy up. He should be playing at least half the snaps at this point. Now pick a receiver to cut, because when N'Keal Harry comes back, somebody on this roster is getting cut, and a wide receiver getting cut makes sense because eventually Pringle's going to return as well. Type ISM if you think it's Ihmir Smith-Marsette. Type DP if you think it's Dante Pettis. I might cut Pettis. I mean, the guy hasn't caught a ball in about a month at this point. I know Smith-Marsette kind of blew it this past weekend, but he at least plays hard and I think has more special teams value. So let me know, ISM for Smith-Marsette or DP for Dante Pettis. Now, while that might be a tough question, getting Vincero Collective watches is an easy answer, but the answer should be yes, because they have stylish, exceptionally crafted watches for affordable prices as well with Vincero. You guys should get started today by going to VinceroCollective.com/chat and using promo chat to get 20% off. They got different style watches. You can get the leather band. You can get kind of the chrome band with different faces there as well. I'm rocking the Kairos mesh one right now, which is on your screen at this moment. Shout out Kairos Santos, who had a big game as well, wearing it in honor of him, knocking a 50-yard field goal yesterday. Very comfortable, different style watches for whatever kind of your outfit is for that day. If you're rocking a suit, if you're rocking more of just a golf polo, Vincero's going to let you fit in and up your style game at an affordable price. Their watches, it's for today's most ambitious people. Get started today, VinceroCollective.com/chat. Promo code chat. They have other stylish items too, wallets, bracelets, sunglasses, stuff like that. Big fan of them with their menswear, so go check them out, VinceroCollective.com/chat. That link will be in the comments and in the description. Don't forget, promo code chat, 20% off and free shipping. All right, let's bench Sam Mustipher, please. I've seen enough. Can we get him on the bench, please? I'm not saying cut him. I've been, I've defended him a little bit more than the rest of Bears fans have, just because it's not his fault. He's been thrown into action the last couple of years. It's not his fault that, Lucas Patrick gets hurt and this and that. But at the end of the day, he's a backup. I think we've seen that play out over time. And you sign Lucas Patrick to play center. I get it. Cody Whitehair got hurt, and that throws a wrench into things. But you've got other options. It is time to shake things up on this offensive line. I thought they played marginally better against Minnesota, but still not good enough to just keep running it back with this same 5. I don't think Patrick's that good at left guard, to be honest with you. I think you signed him to play center. Let's play him at center, please. That's what you paid him to do. This would be my preferred offensive line, and quite frankly, I'm flexible at left guard. If you want it to be Schofield, cool. If you want it to be Ja'Tyre Carter, the rookie, I'm in. Alex Leatherwood, if he gets up to speed after he gets off the NFI list, if you want to try him there, I'm down for that as well. But get Lucas Patrick at center. If anything else, just give Sam Mustipher a break. I mean, the guy's getting killed online. He's getting killed on the field. Let's shake things up. Put Patrick at center, mix it up at left guard, and let's see what happens. I mean, there's just no reason to keep running it back with this same group at this point in time. If you think Mustipher should be benched, and by the way, who cares what the spelling is, if you think he should be benched, subscribe to the channel right now for the latest Bears news and rumors. We're going to have you covered all season long. Producer Jeremy, he got the F and the PH mixed up. Must have skipped that lesson in 3rd grade. It's all good. Producer Jeremy Chugs. It happens. FPH, who cares? Subscribe if you want him benched. We'll spell his name right when he goes a game without missing a block. Hit that sub button if you want the latest and greatest Chicago Bears news and rumors. All right, let's go to the next one here. Try and regroup here. Looking at the spelling, we're all good here. Justin Fields in the offense. Let's stay aggressive. Come on. It's almost like it took a game going down 21-3 for Eberflus and then Getsy in particular to say, all right, we got to let it rip now. And, hey, your quarterback answered the bell. Justin Fields completed 71.5% of his passes, over 200 yards, had a touchdown. Should have had a 52-yard touchdown run as well, that questionable block in the back call. But look at the QB rating, the efficiency. That was nice to see, almost at 119. I thought he played really, really well, easily his best game of the year. And Courtney Cronin pointed out his second half numbers after that late touchdown drive in the first half, the Mooney one-handed catch, which we'll show some photos in a second. That gave him some confidence. Look at the numbers in the second half. 12 of 13, 135 yards and a touchdown. Ran for 36 yards. Should have been 88 yards and a touchdown rushing. Again, the 52-yarder nullified by that Smith-Marsette block in the back. 21-3 deficit forced aggressive play. It did. And I thought the Bears handled it well. Fields looked more confident. It's almost like they got down big and they were like, well, defense isn't stopping them. Let's just let it rip, see what happens. And all of a sudden, offense scores a couple times. Defense starts to play better, and they got themselves back into the football game. And I'll tell you what, if the offense continues to progress from here, I'm going to remember this play right here. The Darnell Mooney one-handed catch is a turning point in this season for the offense because it just seemed like it gave this offense a jolt of energy. It gave Justin Fields some more swagger and confidence. Mooney starting to pick things up in general. This was such an unbelievable catch. What a great photo right there, by the way. Full extension. I mean, this was OBJ-esque. It was an unreal catch by Darnell Mooney, which completely changed the course of the game. Didn't quite win it, but I thought the Bears fought hard and the offense started to show some life in this game, and hopefully it continues. And hey, can we show Mooney some love? Type moon in the comment section below. Get the moons going. If you want to type the moon emoji as well, that's certainly acceptable. Let's get it going. Hopefully he continues to take off to the moon this season. All right, final one here. Bench Al-Quadin Muhammad, start Travis Gibson. I actually was surprised at the snap counts. Gibson out-snapped Muhammad by 2 this week, but it shouldn't even be a 50-50 split, to be quite honest. The stats tell the story in this case. Al-Quadin Muhammad, who's consistently played more snaps until yesterday, sure he has more tackles, but he's only got one impactful play. He's got one forced fumble, 0 sacks, 0 QB hits, 0 pass breakups, whereas Gibson has 2 sacks, 6 QB hits, doesn't have a forced fumble, which Muhammad has, but also has 2 breakups at the line. He's just getting more pressure, and, some people might say, well, Muhammad's a slightly better run defender. Well, he hasn't really shown it. Did you watch the Giants game? I'd rather play the younger Travis Gibson, who looks more explosive and just looks like a better player. Let's go. I get Muhammad came over with Eberflus, but it's not translating. He had 6 sacks last year. He hasn't gotten close to getting one this year, so I would make that change. I'm not saying Muhammad can't rotate in. Obviously, Travis Gibson's not going to play 100% of snaps, but I would make that switch if I was the Chicago Bears. And if they do, they got to make it quickly. Thursday night football against the Washington Commanders this week. We, of course, will be live for that game. We'll also be live tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time, as we always are here on Chicago Bears Now. So subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you then here on Bears Now.